There you go.
Yes.
It's already recording.
Yes.
Okay. Hello. Today I'm going to be cleaning my headlights, and we're going to be using this kit that I got online. So, I got this off of Amazon.com. It's LuDuo, pronounced LuDuo DIY Headlight Restoration Kit. And it comes with pretty much everything you need minus the drill and the water bottle that you also need. I have the 800 grit sandpaper on this thing. And it comes with this adapter that you just screw into there. And then you pop that into a drill. You can also use your hand if you want to, but they say it's less effective. And as you can see over here, it also comes with finer grit sandpapers as well. So you want to start with the 800. This is important. It's the roughest grit. And then after you're done with that, use the 1200. And then after you're done with that one, use the 2000. On the first headlight, I'll show you that after I get done with this one. I was a little too abrasive with the sandpaper, I feel, and it kind of ripped apart. So you don't have to press down too hard, and I think the end result will be better if you don't. And I've already cleaned it, and you just want to use some purified water and a fresh cloth to clean it. And you want to start just by spraying it to wet sand it, and then get some on the spray. Get some spray on the sandpaper too, and then keep the water bottle close by to just keep it moist. And you want to start it like you're cutting a lawn. Alright, first pass done, and you can already see the yellowing starting to come off of the headlight. That's all the oxidation, corrosion. That was the oxidation. And after you're done with your first pass, you want to moisten it up again.
Moist.
If you don't wet the surface, you run the risk of deeply scratching into the headlight, and that's going to pretty much ruin it. This is why it's important to tape around the headlight too, because you don't want to sand on your body. That'll ruin your paint. And I'm just going to do another pass. So we just did our third pass, and I'm re-wetting the lens, ready for another pass. Alright, now we're going to switch over to the final grit sandpaper, the 2000. Wet it a little bit. Keep the headlight moist.
Moist. Yeah, I would tell the viewer.
Ah. Yeah. With the sandpaper, you don't really have to push that hard. You can say soft to moderate, kind of just let it glide over the surface. It also helps to swirl it a little bit, not clockwise, but counterclockwise. Or opposite the rotation of it, so that it doesn't spin wildly. I noticed that it's a little hard to control. I don't know if they're all like that, but this one kind of wobbles a little bit, and that made it a little difficult. So it helps to swirl. Alright, so that's about 3 passes with the 2000 grit sandpaper. And with that, we are done with the sanding process. Yeah. And after you're done sanding, you just want to spray everything off of it, all the sanding residue and the headlight residue. And then you want to wipe it dry with a clean cloth, or microfiber preferred. You can also use a towel if you want. And then just wait for that to dry. Alright, so we're done with the sanding, and I cleaned the headlight, sprayed it, dried, waited for it to dry. And now we're going to put the polishing thing on there. It's the biggest piece, it's like an inch thick, I think. And we're going to use the polishing paste, which is step number 2 after the sanding. Open it just a little bit. Squeeze it all on there. Make sure you get all of it. Alright, now just start from the middle and work your way to the edges. You want to start slow or else it'll start slinging everywhere. Still go slow with it. Is it recording? Okay. Alright, so now we're on the third and final step. The headlight is cleaned, sanded, polished, cleaned again, and then dry. So now we're ready to move on to this UV protective liquid. It smells a lot like acrylic nail polish. And you just want to squirt that onto the polishing pad. It's the white pad, the final pad. And you just want to swirl it around the entire headlight. This is the final layer. It's what's going to give it that amazing clarity and shine, while also protecting it from the sun so that it doesn't oxidize. And you want to use a very liberal amount of this. You can't really use too much. And to stop it from streaking, I'm going to keep on oscillating. Just get it all over the headlight. Definitely recommend washing your hands after this. This stuff will irritate your skin.
I would stop before it starts to dry, and then you end up with weird marks because it started to dry.
Yeah, how does that look?
Looks pretty good.
I
I think you should stop touching it.
Yeah, I end up messing up. Alright, so I've covered the entire headlight in polish. One thing to note is you want to clean the borders up because the polish that you used earlier is bad for the final coat. I got a little bit on there, but I was able to scrape it off or rub it off a little bit. And now that we are done with all steps, you want to let the polish sit. As you can see, we closed the garage door because you don't want to introduce it to sunlight while it's setting, and that takes about 15 minutes for it to dry fully. Afterwards, you want to park your car outside and let it sit in the sun for about 1 to 2 hours to fully cure. And then you don't want to do anything with your car for the next 24 hours other than just driving. And don't wash your car either, because that will ruin the layer. One important note is that you don't want to drive while it's still drying, because it will come off of the headlight and go back onto your paint and be impossible to remove. So we're going to wait about 15 minutes and then park the car outside.
Bye.
Bye.